Welcome to our Costa Rica Eco Adventure. 12 days where nature moves at its own pace and you're invited to move along with it. Imagine walking through cloud forests so thick with mist you can feel it on your skin, or drifting down jungle rivers where the only sound is water lapping against the boat, and waking up to howler monkeys calling to each other across the canopy. My name is Gordon. I'm the founder of Wheel and Anchor, and I've built journeys that feel less like tours and more like time spent among friends, as curious as you are about the world. This isn't about racing from site to site. It's feeling the cool air as you climb into the mountains, smelling the earth after rain in a cacao grove, and hearing stories from people who call these forests home. In Costa Rica, we'll sleep in places where the jungle is never far and you can feel the life teeming around you. By the end, you won't just have seen this country, you'll have felt it. Let's take a look at where we're going to travel. First, we arrive in San Jose and spend a night here in the capital before climbing into the cool highlands where clouds cling to the valley walls. These are the Talamanca Mountains, home to one of the country's cloud forests. After a few nights there, we'll descend back down past the capital and into fertile lowlands, thick with rivers and working farms, where the air turns heavy and warm. Here, we arrive at La Selva, the most studied rainforest in the world. And then, for our final leg, we'll glide by boat along narrow canals into Tortuguero, where forest meets sea and turtles nest in the moonlight. Your first night is in San Jose, where we can rest or wander around and explore the downtown. The city's compact center has leafy plazas, old theater buildings, and a hum of evening traffic. It's a soft introduction before the wild landscapes ahead. And then we climb. The road winds higher, the air grows cool, and suddenly you're wrapped in cloud forest. There is life everywhere. I'd like to introduce to you the Dantiga Cloud Forest Lodge here in the Cloud Forest Reserve in Costa Rica. We're at about 2,600 meters above sea level, high up in the mountains to the south of San Jose. This is kind of one of Costa Rica's jewels, this particular area. There's not a lot of tourism in here. It's probably because the roads are a little bit tricky to navigate, but you have this amazing valley with this rainforest at such a high elevation that you see all kinds of species that you don't see in some of the other tropical rainforests in Costa Rica. Mornings here begin in silence. We'll walk forest trails where moss clings thick to every trunk, where orchids bloom in crevices and the only sounds are dripping water and birdsong. Local guides lead the search for the quetzal, moving slowly, listening, looking for flashes of green against the gray mist. The trails wind past clear streams. The air smells of wet earth. You feel the altitude in your lungs and the coolness on your skin. This is Costa Rica's hidden side. Far from beaches and crowds, this is a different kind of relaxing, the exhilarating kind. Higher still, vines grow on cool slopes where a family has turned an unlikely dream into Costa Rica's only mountain winery. We'll taste the wines and bright liqueur made from Cape gooseberry paired with valley cheeses and smoked salmon, all served outdoors. Later on, at Doca Estate, we learn how the famous Costa Rican coffee is tended from seedling to cup. You smell the beans roasting and feel the heat coming off the drying patios. And finally, taste what all that care produces, a really good cup of coffee. Descending into the lowlands, the air grows heavier, rivers widen, and the forest becomes denser. Welcome to El Lugar. This is a little paradise I discovered here in the heart of Costa Rica's rainforest. It sits on an estate of over 500 hectares of pristine nature, and it's quite a remarkable eco-luxury lodge, which is really more than just a place to stay. It's really an opportunity to connect with the wild beauty of Costa Rica. From here, we enter La Selva, a research station deep in the rainforest where scientists have been watching and listening to this ecosystem for decades. A researcher shares what they've learned, and then we walk trails beneath towering trees, cross-hanging branches, and we'll watch as frogs cling to wet leaves and monkeys move through the branches overhead. The humidity wraps around us. Birdsong echoes from every direction. It's truly a living classroom. In the afternoon, we'll board a raft, a safe one of course, and drift down the Sarapiquí River. There's no rushing as we pass herons standing in the shallows, kingfishers darting over the water, and the occasional iguana sunning on a branch. Then we'll step into a cacao grove. We hold the weight of a pod in our hand, crack it open to reveal the sticky white cocoa butter around dark beans, and then follow those beans through fermentation, roasting, and grinding. The smell of roasting cacao fills the air, rich and earthy. We'll taste the chocolate at every stage, feeling how the flavor builds into the thing we know and love. And then, in a farmhouse kitchen, we get to cook alongside local families. Tortillas flat under our palms, the rice and beans dish known as gallo pinto cooks in cast iron. The kind of food people make every day, nothing fancy, just good and shared among new friends. And from here, our journey turns east towards the Caribbean. At a small pier, we board a private boat and glide through narrow jungle canals. The engine hums, trees press close on both sides, their roots trailing into dark water. Birds call, insects buzz. The boat carves a quiet path through dark green silence. Tortuguero is a place you can only reach by water, or actually by land, because that's how we're flying out. It's a narrow strip of land between canals and the Caribbean, where sea turtles return each year to nest on black sand beaches. Your lodge sits right at the water's edge. You arrive by boat and step directly into the jungle. Early mornings here feel otherworldly. You set out before sunrise while mist still hangs low over the canals. Monkeys move through the canopy, caiman lizards surface silently. Herons stand frozen at the water's edge. Everything is watching and being watched. We'll visit Tortuguero village and learn how local communities and scientists have worked together for decades to protect nesting turtles, a partnership that's become a model for conservation across the whole region. On our second day, we venture deeper into the park's inner canals, where channels narrow to tunnels and trees form a living ceiling. At a rare patch of high ground, we step ashore to walk among massive ceiba trees, their trunks wider than you can wrap your arms around, roots snaking across the forest floor. Well, 435 steps later, I'm here at the top of Tortuguero Hill, which is an extinct volcano from about 500,000 years. But you have an incredible view over the river, the Tortuguero River, and behind me in the background is the national park, and of course the Caribbean Sea, a very rough patch of water that unfortunately you can't swim in because of the strong currents, but it makes a beautiful spot to walk along the black sand beaches. Truly one of the more remarkable parts of Costa Rica. Back on the water, the boat slips quietly along, the only sound the soft churning of the engine. Our adventure ends with a short flight from the local airstrip back to San Jose for one last peaceful night. What makes this all feel different is how we travel. For example, we travel in small groups, never more than 18 on a trip like this, so you're able to move quietly and gently through places like Tortuguero's inner canals and the cloud forest trails. We take private boats and we'll have trusted local guides who know where to look, what to listen for. And some of the lodges are small enough that you feel part of the landscape. Behind the scenes, we handle timing, transfers, and all the details, so your attention can stay on the quetzal overhead, the taste of fresh chocolate, and the cool mist on your face. Above all, we travel with people who share your curiosity, and by the end, it feels less like a trip and more like time spent with friends who understand why these moments matter. If you've been waiting for the right way to experience Costa Rica, then I can assure you this is it. 12 days of waking up to howler monkeys, tasting cacao fresh from the pod, and drifting through jungle canals at sunrise, feeling the quiet power of the ancient forests. I'd love to welcome you on our next Costa Rica Eco Adventure. Download the full itinerary or reach out to our team with any questions. My colleagues and I look forward to sharing the spirit of Pura Vida into those moments you'll carry home with you long after the journey ends.